Hi friends, I'm so excited. I get excited a lot. Have you noticed? When I get new art supplies, I get very excited. And today I have my new Schminke HORADAM. This is the super granulating, and I'm going to be making some pretty little spots here to swatch those out. And I'm hoping you will enjoy doing this with me. I always love swatching anyway, but this just seems like it's going to be a really cool thing to do. So let's get started. The colors in here, by the way, are going to be the volcano yellow, tundra blue, shire green, volcano red, glacier green, desert yellow, galaxy pink, deep sea green, volcano brown, tundra violet, shire blue, and desert green. So excited. All right, let's put that aside. And let's go ahead and open up. Okay, individually wrapped. And let's see here. Oh, nice swatch card. Feels like a good paper to use for putting in here. And then let's see if we have on these. I'm just going to loosen these up here. Yes, so it does have a, I think doesn't look like the pigment number, but it does have the semi-transparent or transparent. Like I said, they're all supposed to be ultra granulating. There's the pigment numbers. All right, good to know. So I will get these unwrapped and I will be right back. And we are back. All right, so what I did was unwrap each of these, and I noticed in doing that it has the number there, 924, and they are so kind to have put that same number on the actual half pans, as you can see down in here, if you can see that. So that's really helpful because I'm going to go back at some point and I will document the transparency and light fastness, so which is on there as well. So if I forget which one I'm working with, I've got the number of it on the pan, which is really helpful. So I added that here. Got a little sloppy, but that's okay. It's all good. So let's start. I'm going to start obviously up here with the volcano yellow. Now I don't know how these are. Oh, this really needs to be rinsed, this brush. Let's make sure we rinse that really well. Much better. All right, so yeah, I think I am going to have to put some water on these. I'm going to just take a little pipette and just put one drop on each of these so that as I go along, not knowing, sometimes with my A Gallows, for example, I do not have to pre-wet. They just always stay nice and creamy and beautiful. So it's just a matter of what you're used to. All right, so now we can go back to the volcano yellow, and you should be able to see here where I just added a little dot on these. Let's see what we got here. Definitely transparent. The paper that I'm using today is actually a, gosh, I always forget the name of it. Tamarta. I'll show you just a second. This is very, very light color, but I can tell that it's a granulating. Or at least it's settling. Really pretty, but very, very light, in my opinion. So, all right, so the paper I was talking about, it's 100% cotton, acid-free. Excuse me. It's Tamarta. That's the best I can do. And if I lose my voice, it's because I have these two dogs. One's a dachshund and one's a little beagle, and he was a runt, so he's a small beagle. And last night, I live close to a mountain, so every once in a while we'll have a little bear come through or something. But last night, they have a doggy door, so he was going outside, and he started just going crazy with the barking, and I could tell there was something, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, if there's a bear, he won't back down. So I went out there, and across on the other side of my chain link fence, there were two. One of them looked like a coyote. I don't know about the other one, but the markings and the colorings, and where I used to live, we had a real problem with coyotes, and it actually came up to this lady and tried to get her dog. So I was like flipping out. So just really just going crazy, trying to make sure that he didn't intimidate this thing to the point where, because they do climb a fence, that it would climb the fence. And I was screaming. He just was not listening. They don't back down. It's beagles. They don't. This is, see, now I forgot the names of the colors. Oh, well, it's right here. Tundra Blue. I got to talking and I lost my way. This is the Tundra Blue. Oh, I think I'm going to like this. Really, really pretty. I think there's something on my paper. It's resisting in one little area. Ooh, that's pretty. That is really, really, look at it already. It's not even dry yet, and it's just like showing its beautiful texture. Love that. Okay, Shire Green is the next one. I want to kind of hold on, let me just kind of smooth this out a little bit. I need to be flipping my paper around, so I'm going to do it because that will drive me crazy. That rough edge there. Here, Kim. It's better. So anyway, I just love that. I like that one a lot. All right, let's look at Shire Green. I'm glad I put that drop of water on these. It really does help. Shire Green. I like the names of these two. We have a Shire Green and a Shire Blue. I'm worried about going over the edge like that, and look at me. I do not have the most steady hands. Oh, that is so pretty. Sometimes you just got to know how much to put on there. And I've always heard, the more water, the more it gives it room to spread out and do its thing. So I'm usually pretty careful about not putting too much water, but I also like to see the darkness, how dark that color goes. So this looks like it's just about right. I really, really like, this is the right paper to do this with. When I did my last A Gallows, I was using a paper that I thought was going to work out. It was 100% cotton, but for some reason it just didn't do as well as I know those paints will. So let's look at Volcano Red. Okay. That's got a really kind of a interesting tone to it. So I guess with Volcano Red, it would be like lava. Oh gosh, they really are. That's bringing out all the little yellow, and it's really separating there. Let's put some more of this in here. But yeah, you can see how well that's gonna separate, and I just love granulating colors, especially swatching them. I just absolutely love them. Very nice. All right. Somebody asked me why I have rocks in the bottom of my glass, and it's because I found out that by doing that, when you're cleaning your brush, it really does get it cleaner than just dipping it in and swishing it. So I found that it really is true. Let's look at Glacier Green. My dog going in and out of his doggy door. Okay. Glacier Green. I like the sound of it. Interesting. Looks very blue. Let's make sure I've got the right one. 963. Yep, that's it. Okay, yep, I see it happening. That's really pretty too. This is my first experience with the Schminkes. Schminkes. I should know how to pronounce that. And put some more water on there. So pretty. That is a very interesting color. I was swatching something else in my little sketchbook yesterday, and talk about being unsteady. I don't know if the dog was on my lap or what, and I dropped the brush on the page. I was so upset because it was a dark color, of course, and it just kind of went everywhere. This is really pretty. Oh gosh, yeah, that's really pretty. Liking that a lot. Gosh, I'm so sorry about my voice. Kind of going in and out. Plus, at work, I'm on this big project, and it's just, I just want to swipe out a little shade here. This project, I'm not used to being in that many meetings in one day, so all of the talking on top of having that rough night with the yelling, screaming at these dogs to please don't antagonize what looked like a wolf and a coyote to me. It wasn't a bear, thankfully, so we do get them, but I've not, thankfully, seen them. Where I used to live, the house I had before this one, we had a real problem with the coyotes. So I was really scared myself, but I'm out there trying to get between the dog and the fence, and he wasn't listening. All right, Desert Yellow. I should be telling you what these pigments are. We'll go through them before I finish, so you will have that as well. Ooh, this is interesting too. Like a little egg. Very interesting. I could definitely see using this in my landscapes. I'm imagining cliffs like in Scotland or somewhere. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. All right, Galaxy Pink. I'm always curious about the pinks. All right, I like the way it, let me show you something. Just from putting a dot, can you see on some of these that look dark, but you can see that the light colors coming up at the top, like here's the pink I'm getting ready to swatch. And then you can see here with the orange coming up and the green. So that's telling me that's gonna be interesting. All right, so let's get this Galaxy Pink. I wanna make sure I get a good dip down in there to capture everything. I'll probably put way too much paint on this one, but I have a feeling I'm gonna like it. I need my little wooden turnstile, whatever you call it, turntable. That's a very interesting color. I'm going to dab a little more off of there. I like the way they move. I don't know what the quality is that I'm particularly seeing. They just seem to, you know, allow you to work with them. Gosh, my voice sounds weird. All right, deep sea green. Let's just move on. Oh, this looks interesting too. Another one that to me looks blue, but I guess a green blue, a blue green. So rich and gorgeous. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like this one for sure. I like making them different shapes. I was gonna try something different, just do a whole bunch of like diamond shapes, you know, like double-sided triangles. I was gonna try something like that just to see a different kind of a shape and see what we could do with that, but mapping it out was just too hard. And like I said, work today and last night, did not sleep very well. I mean, one day, you know, because this doggy door is right outside my bedroom. This is the sunroom I'm in now. And one day, the dog started going crazy. And same dog, Barley, started going bonkers. And it was because this massive, and I mean massive, raccoon was trying to get in the doggy door, which would have been, he would have ended up in my bedroom. He was so big. So that time I was like, good boy, Barley, good boy, because he did chase him away. But it was so crazy because when he started barking, you know, I had to look on the camera to see what is he going on about. That's what it was. Look what's happened here in this glacier green. I love that. That was a really, really cool color. I think I'm liking that one a lot. And I like this deep sea green, and I loved about volcano red. That one surprised me a little bit. I'm not sure about this tundra blue, unless it's my fault and the way that I kind of got that on there. But let's move ahead. Volcano brown. So we got all the volcanoes in here. I had seen they had a set that was all volcano colors. Ooh, this is cool. And when I say cool, it's because I'm older. Not just that it's a cool color, like as opposed to a warm color. Oh, I like that. I've been getting some lighter browns here lately, and I think I really like it. I think I know what's bothering me though about my swatching lately. I've just realized I'm always using this Meeden brush, and I like them, they're okay, but they are not my favorite. So I guess when I lay my stuff out to do a swatch or something, I need to remember to take the brush that I really want to use. I mean, this is working. It's just, for me, harder. Yeah, that's a cool color. And again, because I like to do landscapes, that would be a good one for a landscape. All right, so far so good. I have a feeling this would go a little bit darker. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Well, maybe not. if you can hear all the crickets. Or cicadas, maybe. I don't know. They're not crickets, probably. Almost certainly cicadas. All right, so let's look at Tundra Violet. Now, I have seen swatches of Tundra Violet, and I'm hoping that I will see what I've seen when I swatch it, because it was one of the ones that I think I would have bought this just for this color. Yeah, it's the cicadas. They're really going crazy tonight. That is pretty. Yeah, I knew this was going to be the one I loved the most. It's just super, I don't know, it's something about the color right off the bat, but then the granulation of it is just going to... This is really super lifting. This paper is really allowing me to lift. Of course, the paint helps as well, but I think I'll let it be. Really pretty. And I know that one can go really dark, as you can see down here on the bottom. Let's see if I can fix this edge. Really messed that one up, but I knew that was going to be the color. Shire Blue, I have no idea what to expect on this one. In the pan, it looks teal, like a teal. So we'll see how that, ooh, I really put a lot on that brush. Maybe too much water. Yeah, you see that teal color coming through. Very pretty. These are going to be fun to use in a really, oh gosh, I could see the separation in here that's taking place already. I think I'm going to like this one. I don't know if you may be able to see it as well. That green and blue, the way it's separating, it's just so pretty. I just love this about watercolors. The way that, you know, the combining of them, the different size of the granules, everything that makes it where they can separate and just be so unpredictable. That's, I think, what I love the most. Because I'm a control freak in so many areas. So having a hobby or something that, art's never a hobby though, is it? You know what I mean? Where you, as a person who's usually in control, to be able to work with a medium that you can't really control. I mean, there's so many different variables, right? Last one here. Oh, I'm gonna like this one too. I can tell just from what's in the pan. This is the Desert Green. Yep, I knew it. I love greens and blues, but I really like really rich, dark greens. You know, I'm a Perylene green. Good Lord. I'm just going to stop talking. Let's put some music on or something for you. I can't even speak. Perylene green. That's what I was trying to say. I love that color. I love A Gallows olive green deep. And I love, there's just several of them that I've found recently that I just absolutely love. A Gallo also has one called Dark Forest. Oh God, it's so pretty. Oh, I like this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some landscape work, because these just kind of really just make me want to, they're just so inspiring. When you get colors like this that you really just can be such a fan of. We're going to let that dry and we will revisit. But before we do, let's look at the pigments that we've got going here. So the Volcano Yellow is the PY159. The Tundra Blue is PB29 and PBR7. Shire Green is PY159 and PG18. The Volcano Red is PR108. Glacier Green, PR233 and PG50. Absolutely love that color. Desert Yellow is the PY159 and the PBR7. The Galaxy Pink, this one really surprised me, how much darker it was than I expected. So the Galaxy Pink PV16 and PBR33. The Deep Sea Green PG18 and PB29. Then down here, your Volcano Brown PR108 and PBK11. Tundra Violet PB29 and PBR6. The Shire Green is the PY159, PB29, and PG26. And last but not least, the Desert Green, which is really developing nicely over here, is the PR108 and PG26. So let's let those dry and I will be right back. And we are back. All dry. And let's take a look. Some of them, you know, but I want to know what your favorites are. So let's take a look. So there, I'm going to try to go slowly and let you get a good look at them. Some of them I really, well, I'm not going to tell you my favorites yet. But they're very pretty, but there's definitely some that stand out and some that I'm underwhelmed by. And I'm going to show you what I did. So first off, I can almost guarantee that for me, it would be this Desert Green, the Glacier Green, the Shire Green, Deep Sea Green, Volcano Red, and the Tundra Violet. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at this and see what those colors actually look like the way they are on here. And if you look, I'm trying to find it. That's the Volcano Brown. I can't get anywhere near that, and I've tried. So what I did, I went, and there's a couple others, like I feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty good. The Desert Yellow, I feel pretty good about that. Shire Green. Yep, that was the only one that really, the yellow's a little paler, but I probably could have got a little deeper color there. It's that Volcano Brown, and I even tried to build back to get some of that. So I went one step further. I thought, while I'm waiting for these to dry, I'll swatch out for my actual palette. So ignore the fact that the Tundra Violet bled into my Volcano Brown. But again, I kept adding and adding, and I cannot get that Volcano Brown anywhere near the way it's shown here. So that one's a disappointment. But you can see now, this Desert Green, that's the one here on the end. See, those colors are just absolutely gorgeous. the Shire Green here next to it. And when I was painting this one on this right here, I think I saw the color more than I do when it dried. I do see a lot of the green, so some of it's probably me. But that one here, which is the Shire Blue, sorry, that's this one down here. And, you know, I think that what I was able to pull out kind of I liked better even than what's there. So that's okay. So that's that one. Then there's the Tundra Violet, and that's what I was saying. I've seen the Tundra Violet where you've got more water and you see that separation a little bit better and the different color that's in there. That's the one I'm kind of concerned with, the Volcano Brown. I liked this tone. I liked the color, but I realized that it's not really what's represented. This is the Deep Sea Green here. So again, you can see that little bit of, it's like the blue coming through there with that green. So that one's really pretty. This one is the Galaxy Pink, and pretty much, you know, the Galaxy Pink is this one on the corner over here at the bottom right there. So pretty much, you know, the same as what it was shown there. Same with the Desert Yellow, pretty much the same thing. The Glacier Green, which is the other one that I really, really absolutely love. That's going to be my favorite. And that's this one right here. It's not even dry yet, but you can see this one right here. And then the Volcano Red actually showed better here on my swatch, on this bigger swatch paper. This paper, by the way, that they provided for their swatch for the palette is very textured. So it really helped to bring out some of that granulation. Where this has texture, and I thought it would be pretty textured, but this actually has a pattern to the texture. So you can see here where it's manufactured, the way it's manufactured, it's got that regular kind of a pattern. And so the Shire Green here, that one, there's some real bright yellow that comes through there, and I'm sure working with that when I do florals and things like, you know, grassy areas, springtime, whatever, that would be really pretty, and I could bring that out even further. The Tundra Blue, that one is right here, and I just don't know about it yet. I don't know about it yet. So that one and this one, I just don't know yet. Then you've got the yellow, which is the Volcano Yellow, which here they're showing a little bit more of a deeper, you know, with the buildup. I could not get that one either. So the Volcano Yellow and the Volcano Brown, both much paler than the representation I'm getting here. And it could be something to consider. Is you remember when I was showing you in the pan, and see here again, this separation taking place right here. Some of that, this is the one right here in question, the Volcano Brown. Look how dark it is in the pan. So that leads me to believe it can get darker, but it could be that what's settled at the top is the lighter pigment, the finer pigment granules that really, so it didn't give as much of that darker. In other words, if I was to have poured this with tube paint, I use a little toothpick to smooth it out, whatever, I probably would have got a different type of coverage here. Because you can see how the lighter colors are floating to the top with the water. And that's why when you're swatching with granulated, you have to remember that if it's not wet enough and you're not getting enough of the paint, the larger granules and the smaller granules aren't going to be both captured, and so you're going to lose some of that beautiful granulation. Now this Glacier Green right here, which is this one right here, this one I must have just captured it just right, because that's my absolute favorite. So I'd like to put in the comments, which ones are your favorites? Have you used these before? What type of, things did you do with it? And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and hit like so that I can keep my channel going, and I can make sure that you get to see some of my next reveals or swatches, or just really the tutorials that I put out there. And it just helps me a lot. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. And just thumbs up for me so that I can, get that. YouTube loves to see that, so they'll push you out if they know that people are liking what you're providing. So I hope you enjoyed doing this with me. I'm really anxious to start painting with some of these colors. It's going to be interesting because now I've got the A Gallo that I really splurged. I wasn't supposed to get this because I had just bought the A Gallos. But I was really upset about something, I don't know, and I couldn't sleep, and I get on my phone, and it was just like Amazon days, forget about it. I went crazy because I'd wake up in the middle of the night and start buying stuff. Not good. But I work from home. I don't go anywhere, so I don't spend money on anything else except art supplies. But that has to stop. So I'm going to start actually painting with all of these different paints and see what I can come up with, and then find out what my absolute favorites are and maybe put them all in one palette. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the colors, which one's your favorites, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Take care.